I'm from South Carolina. I moved out here, and they had me thinking Orange County was just the Holy Grail. Oh, you go to Orange County, they got that money in Orange County. I'm from LA, so Brian gonna have to take a detour real quick, put me on game about to ride, and then we'll get back on track. Don't lose your train of thought.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the LA Rams, but
whoa, let's talk about this. Hold on. Sometimes you just gotta go with how you feel.
I am old enough to remember a time where it was weird to be on the internet.
My name is Trey Hatton.
This is Rob Palacio. This is gonna be a beautiful thing for sure. What day is it today again?
Hump Day.
Oh, yeah. Happy Wednesday, gentlemen. Happy Wednesday.
It's Hump Day.
Happy Wednesday.
I forget sometimes.
Yeah. Get up and shake a tail feather. Hey, man. What's up, Chef Dylan? How are you?
What up?
I got to say, man, when you really in your zone and you cooking, like when you're really cooking in your life, I swear every day be trying you as soon as you open your eyes. Like you open your eyes and you be like,
wait, is this metaphoric? Because we have a chef on. Is this metaphorical cooking or is this actually cooking?
No, metaphorical.
Oh, okay.
But I did try that. I was trying to blend that. You saw what I did there? Yeah, it's really cooking. But anyway, you get up, man, and you know what you need to do. And it's so weird. You know, you do the same thing all the time, but I don't know. I guess some days really are just harder than others. Like this morning, I might have slept the most I slept so far this week, but it was the hardest to get out of bed. Is that how it works for y'all or no? Do you perform better? Do you get out of bed easier off less sleep or more sleep? Opening the close.
I don't know, bro. I perform the same regardless. I know that some mornings I got to get up hella early and just put it on. And then some days where I wake up, I'm a little tired. Just got to push through, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You a coffee guy, Chef?
Not too much coffee. I do occasional energy drinks here and there. Spin class in the morning with wifey. I'll do like a half scoop of pre-workout.
Mm-hmm. That's the energy right there.
And
that's coffee.
I know I promised the missus I'd get in there. I still trying to set that up. I got to do it. I got to do it at least once. That spin class seems pretty intense, though.
On the health tip, Chef, I know you be hitting spin like I ain't gonna lie, you super supportive of Nikki and spin. You stay in that spin. How do you feel? Like, is it like toning your legs? Like you just have better cardio? How do you feel?
Definitely legs get toned for sure. It's definitely a leg workout.
Yeah.
But it's also it's heart health, bro.
Yeah.
I want to say it's probably 50-50 on I'm there to support my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then also at the same time trying to keep myself as healthy as I can.
Yep.
You know, you can go in the gym and push weight all day, bro, but the most important muscle group in your body is your heart. You got to keep that healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know I like to burn the candle a little bit. I like to drink, and you know, I cook with butter and we cook with some special ingredients. So I got to make sure that I try and keep this body as optimal as possible.
Yes, sir.
I heard that.
Yes, sir. Well, man, you know, for myself, you know, I haven't lost any weight this week, but that's not to say that I won't lose weight next week. All right, I haven't gained weight.
It's not always a number on the scale, man. We know that.
And I know, but Apple does this thing, right? And it's going to go into a little bit. Probably we might bring it up during the episode. Apple has this thing on your watch now where it tells you how hard your workout was. So it'll say easy, it'll say moderate, it'll say hard. You know, if you click on one of the workout icons, man, for the first time yesterday, I've been this whole time like, why do I always get moderate? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm going hard in here. Like, I'm hitting this joint. Like, this watch trying to play me, you know, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, this watch is trying to tell me, like, I'm really not no dog. You know, that's what I'm thinking in my head, you know, because when you get done with your workout, y'all know, when you in the zone in the gym, you're in the zone. So I'm looking at my watch and it keeps saying moderate. Yesterday, I got it to say hard for the first time, like for a hard workout. Like that workout was hard. And, all I did was I added 10 minutes to my workout. So I don't know if it's a time thing. I don't know if it's how much your heart rate is at a certain level, like how long your heart rate is at a high level, if that's what it's detecting. But I did the same workout. I just added 10 minutes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So was it the strain of my heart? But to say that is that yesterday workout didn't feel hard. It didn't feel hard because I done built up like my cardio. I done built up my endurance a little bit. And so I was able to go further. The workout itself didn't feel bad, but I guess it was where my body was at for that period of time. But it was dope. It was dope, man. It's repetition. That's all I got from it. I just kept saying, okay, I've been doing this repetitiously, so I'm up now. But anyway, I'm good. I just had to get that out.
I think I might need to update my Apple Watch at this point.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I don't think I have that. But I've got an older Apple Watch.
It's Summer got this for me for Christmas. I don't know which one it is, but so if you go into your app and you go into your phone and you go into your sessions, it now says your effort and it'll tell you, how much effort you put in. So dope. And you can go in and change it, but that's lame. Like it said, like you can click on it and you can rate yourself. But I like for the watch to be like, oh no, you was getting it in. You know what I mean? I don't want to go in and I ain't messing with that job. But anyway, we got Chef on and amazing individual. Chef, we're glad to have you on, man.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
So Chef, we had the missus on and we got her half of the story of her journey to California, even down to how she met you. And that was a really fun story. So we really wanted to have you on to get the other half of the story.
My side?
Yeah, because she was like, oh, I walked into this restaurant and I saw this gorgeous man, bald-headed and all. And it was on from there. That's not what she said, but you want
to start from there? Oh, no. You want to start from there? Or do you want to
let
the people know how he be?
In all seriousness, I mean, Savage Chef, amazing restaurant. If you haven't been there, you should go. But your story, Chef, I know bits and pieces of it, of starting during COVID time and doing what you can to kind of get your business going. But to me, like, I'm interested in always talking to people that are doing something a little different, taking chances, have a unique story, and I think that's one of the characteristics of your establishment. I think you guys are doing something just a touch different. The personality of that restaurant is amazing. The food is amazing. I think, you, your wife, your staff, all amazing. You guys take a lot of pride in what you do. So, break it down for me. Where did the dream to cook start?
The dream to cook, bro. It's been a long journey. You kind of said it right there. I was basically raised in the back of a kitchen. My pops had his restaurants and managed restaurants back in Detroit, Michigan. And he was the sole provider for the family. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. I have two siblings that are much younger than I am, actually. If I wanted to see my dad, I had to go to work. And if I was going to go to work with Pops, you got to work, bro. So I want to say it was probably about 10, 11 years old. I'd go to the restaurant with him. And I would wash dishes.
Oh, wow. So you've been in the life your whole life.
Basically, yes. So, I mean, I was just tall enough just to look over the sink, just to get in there and get dirty. And then, you get all the dishes done. Everything's clean. You're able to kind of walk away for a second. I always remember this swinging door that would go into the dining room, and the dining experience back then is different than it is now. I'm just going to throw it out there. We can come back to that too. But, I would go and peek my head out through the door and I would listen to the dining room and just hear, people having conversations, wine glasses cheering, silverware on the plates, martini shakers. It was like a symphony of things for me, and it hit at that moment in time. I kind of stepped away from the restaurant game for a little bit in my, adolescent years, but that always stuck with my brain. was that there was always a love and passion for that whole experience, because people getting together in an atmosphere like that is beautiful. That's where we spend, great moments in life with people we care about, experiences, business meetings, and etc. So from there, I worked at a few different restaurants, going up through high school. It was just a hustle for me then. And then as soon as I graduated high school in Michigan, I got out of Michigan. I moved to San Diego with my cousins, and I went to school to start studying business rather than the food industry. So went to school, studied business admin for a little bit. I didn't finish, but I did get the hustle from it. I took a bunch of classes. In the meantime, my dad had moved the whole family to San Diego as well, and he launched his food manufacturing business, which was hummus, pita chips, salads, pita bread, supplying Ralph's, Albertsons, Stater Brothers, Whole Foods, Costco. Costco was a big, big one.
Wow.
That's dope. I didn't even know that. Shoot.
Yeah.
Man.
So while I was in junior college, I was also working with him and helping get the company built up and made in. It grew fast, bro. It grew fast, hella fast. And we were doing some pretty big business at that time.
Was this all in Detroit, Chef?
No, this was here in California.
Okay.
Yeah. We had the factory was based in El Cajon at the time, and then eventually moved to San Diego, and then eventually moved to Temecula.
Mm-hmm.
In that time, we did make some great money, but I was never happy, bro. We were hustling, we were moving, we were logistics, driving trucks, doing accounting on the QuickBooks program, trying to keep the business organized, doing whatever was necessary. I've always had that hustle in me. Whatever it took to get the job done. There was a few moments in time where we were trying to get product out to Costco's, and I'm flying around, bro, driving trucks. I'm going 3 days without sleep.
Wow.
I go load up a truck with 12 pallets, drop at 3 different Costco's, spend the whole day. Costco opens at 10:30. I'm hustling hummus and pita chips, bro, from 10:30 to 11 o'clock to 10:30 to 8 p.m. at night. And then if the stores needed more product, I wouldn't go and sleep in the hotel. I would have to drive back to San Diego, pick up more product, go to the Costco's in LA, drop there, open up my store, and just keep going. I had no choice, bro.
There's only one truck.
There was multiple trucks, but we had trucks going all over the place. There were truckloads going to the Stater Brothers warehouse. I forget where it's at now.
That is,
but we had trucks going awesome.
Man.
Texas, Arizona. We were moving, bro.
That's so much.
We were moving.
Bro,
so real long story short, I did that for a hot minute, 2001, all the way until 2009. Okay. And towards the end of that, Dad still had the pita chip company. I said, I don't want to do this no more. And he said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to get back in the restaurant business. He said, are you out of your fucking mind? I said, maybe a little bit.
So this places you what, in your early mid-20s?
This was my late 20s when
okay.
I wanted to make this decision. I want to say it was like 27, 28.
Okay.
My dad stumbled upon this location in Old Town Temecula, which a lot of people know was the Soro's Mediterranean Grill. Before we took it, it was a barbecue pit, and it was Sweet Lumpy's barbecue. And the landlord had raised the rent, and the guy said, "You know what? It's too much. I don't want it." And then he didn't renew his lease, so they put a for lease sign on the building. My dad drove up there, saw the spot. He's like, "All right, we're going to open a restaurant." I was like, "All right, dope, let's do it." Got in there. Spent 30 days of cleaning that place, bro. It was probably the nastiest thing I've ever done. Cleaned it up, set it up, created a Mediterranean, like, fast casual restaurant. And it did pretty well in the beginning, and struggled a little bit as well. And then my dad decided he wanted to do like more of an upscale fine dining Mediterranean restaurant. That switched around and did really well. In that time, while that was going on, I was managing the restaurant itself, cooking, serving, again, whatever it took.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time is when I was sitting at the bar, probably doing scheduling, accounting on my laptop. That's when Nikki had walked in. And I was like, okay. She came in, resume was built up. She was cute. She had a brain. She had functions. That was basically just, I looked at the resume and I was like, all right, dope. We could use a good server. And, basically told her, hey, you got a black shirt, you got black pants, you got non-slip shoes, you got a red tie. She's like, yeah, I can get all that. I was all right, dope. Can you be here tonight? She said, yeah. All right, excellent. So she came in and I had her trailing. We didn't really have that much training. I mean, you guys know the servers, Treve, you work with us as well. Our training at Savage is elite. Like we put you through 3 days of training. You got to take a full on test. At Soro's, bro, is like, hey, can you carry a tray? Can you carry food? Can you push buttons on the computer and send orders in? All right, awesome. At that point, I didn't really have training myself. I was just hustling, bro. I mean, I know I could cook, but I wasn't considered myself a chef at that time.
Okay.
Hold on. So this was I'm sorry. Hold your thought, chef. This is pre-culinary school.
Yes, this is all pre-culinary school.
Oh, wow. I thought, so I had a complete misunderstanding. My understanding was that it don't even matter because it's incorrect, but I thought you went to culinary school and y'all opened Soros, but y'all opened Soros, then you went to culinary school.
Yeah, I did my thing backwards, bro.
Oh.
I went to culinary school later on in life.
Nah, but to aid you though, you say you did it backwards, but one would think, or I would think that would actually help you because you have a better understanding of what the day-to-day look like in your own restaurant.
Right. You're not going to school wondering. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He has already been through the fire and has already dealt with, the things, hustling and bustling, figuring, bro, he cleaned out a filthy restaurant to open a restaurant. You know what I mean? So going to culinary school for you was probably just refining technique.
Oh, bro, culinary school was awesome, man.
Yeah.
It was a chance for me to kind of step back and get out of the hustle and get out of the stresses of business and really just hone in onto my craft. I enjoyed it so much. And I saw some of these culinary school students, bro. I'm like, bro, enjoy this moment, man. When you're going to get out in the field, you're going to get slapped in the mouth.
That's what I'm saying. You had a different perspective.
I did. My perspective was really different.
Yeah.
And I appreciated those moments, man.
Did you know, chef, and not to jump ahead on your story, but did you know that time in your family's restaurant that you were going to one day open your own restaurant, or were you just kind of in the thick of it? Where was your mind at?
Honestly, bro, my late 20s, man, I was still trying to figure out who I was, to be honest with you. I still didn't know at that point in time who I was, what I wanted, what I was going to accomplish. I was just flying by the seat of my pants at that time. Cause I mean, when you're in business, bro, you can't really, at that moment in time, bro, I thought that's all I was going to do was just work in that restaurant. That was not what I really envisioned for myself.
Got it. So what drove you to culinary school? What made you go, I'm going to go actually?
Nikki, bro.
Oh, okay.
Nikki. I was at a crossroads where me and my dad were bumping heads pretty hard. I thought we were going in the right direction with the restaurant. He wanted to do something different. And I said, you know what, bro? Like him and I just started fighting every day. It was bad. So at that point in time, I was, seeing Nikki at the time. We were talking and I'm like, man, I wasn't comfortable with myself at that point. I didn't know where I was going, what I was going to do. She knew that I loved to cook. I knew that I loved to cook. And I said, you know what, man, I think I might want to go to culinary school. I want to become a chef. I think partially some of the reasons why I wanted to do that was to prove my dad wrong. Him and I were in disagreements about a lot of things. And I wanted to see, like, is he really know what he's talking about? Or am I just going in the wrong direction at this point?
Ooh,
so
that's a different feeling. That's a different feeling right there.
Yeah. It was a very tough decision, bro. And Nikki and I we were in a good place together, but in order to make a big boy decision, man, I had to. And she was my biggest cheerleader getting me to get out there and do it. So,
man,
she's like, New York? Why are you going to go all the way to New York, bro?
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I said, so at this point, I'm 30 years old, bro. I'm 30 years old. If I'm going to do something like this big, I want to go to one of the best culinary schools in the world. And there was top 3. The one that I went to was top 3, Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York. The most historic school. I mean, everything there. The school was built in, made by Eleanor Roosevelt, for a lot of the soldiers that came out of the war. She built that school for them to have a new career and something super special. The school itself is military based, so it's very structured, a little hardcore, pressed uniforms, make sure your mise en place is on deck, make sure you're planned, you're organized. It's serious.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the
You gotta be
discipline
disciplined
comes
for
from,
that.
huh? Okay. I follow.
It was real funny when I got there, jumping forward a little bit. I got there, I was hella nervous already off the bat. Got to the school, was super cool, dropped off with the taxi cab. I get down to check into my dorm room at 30 years old, bro. There's an 18-year-old kid there to greet me and like 3 other ones. And I'm like, all right, what's going on here? Because I'd never experienced anything like this. And this 18-year-old kid is staring at me, giving me all the rules and regulations about where I can stay and what I can do in my room.
Shut up.
So I'm like, all right,
man.
cool. So at this point in time, bro, I'm there and I have the most anxiety ever. Like, am I making the right decision? Where am I? What am I doing with my life right now?
Right.
Am I really going back to school? Am I really doing this?
Very humbling.
I got up into the dorm room. I'm sitting there by myself. My dorm room roommate wasn't there yet. And I'm like, oh shit, what's this guy going to be like, bro? I'm in a dorm room, bro, at 30 years old. Am I going to be in this room with an 18-year-old kid? Like, what the fuck am I doing right now?
Yeah.
So
sounds like you're buying the alcohol.
Oh my God, bro.
Facts.
So I said, fuck it, let me go for a walk, because my anxiety at that point, bro, was through the roof. I went, walked through the campus. It was beautiful, man. I still remember it. It was green. It was a month of May. Weather was nice in New York. It wasn't hot. It wasn't cold. It was perfect. Mm-hmm. Went for the walked through the whole campus, man. Fell in love with the campus. And then when I came back, there was the culinary school roommate. I thought he was much younger than me. It was Chris Tykert. God rest his soul. He passed away a couple of years ago.
Rest in peace.
He was there and we started conversing, bro. This kid had the most energy I have ever experienced in my life. I'm like, are you okay, bro? He was super excited. We started talking and everything. And, you asked the basic questions like, where are you from? We're both from California. I'm like, where are you? All right. He was from Riverside. He was in the military. He was in the military. He was in the Army. And we started talking a little bit more. I'm like, hey, bro, how old are you? I'm like, oh, I'm 30. He's like, oh, I'm 32. I'm like, what? He's like, what's your birthday? He goes, July 6th. Bro, me and this cat were born on the same exact day.
Whoa. Okay. Talk about, you go from having that anxiety and being worried to it being like, okay, maybe I'm supposed to be here. You know what I mean?
So that's his welcome sign. That's his, how Nikki was like, welcome, the welcome sign in Temecula. That's his welcome sign.
Yeah.
That tells you, man, these little signs, man. This is why I love hitting people's story, because then, you have all that, what's the word I want to use? Trepidation, maybe, about where you're going, what you're doing. And then you get these little nuggets that say you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a trip, man. It was a trip. It was that defining moment right there when we had that conversation. I said, I'm going to be all right.
Yeah.
I'm going to be all right.
Wow.
It started looking up a lot more.
It did, bro. It did. Right. We went through. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I want to hear about the culinary school experience now. I got to hear it. I just got to hear it.
I'm stuck.
Yeah, I got to hear it. You don't got to go crazy, but I just need to hear a few of the highlights and a few of the hard days. That's it. Nothing crazy.
The schooling itself, bro, dealing with some of the younger generation for me, like they were upset with the fact that they had to wash dishes. And I'm like, hey, bro, we cook, we clean. Like, you got to keep your house clean. You still got to clean your stuff. And I remember it was a battle in class all the time with them just trying to fucking wash dishes, bro.
Yeah.
But it's fundamentals, bro. So culinary school is cool. You have the ingredients to study your craft, right? You got books. They give you knives. They give you a full kitchen. They give you a chef that has experience. There's a rubric. You start with the basics, and as you go on, you move on. The first half of school is just basics, bro. Knife cuts, cookery, proteins, protein breakdowns, fish, all the things, right? So my school, we did what's called an externship, where you go out into the field and you get a job somewhere as like an intern, and you work 4 to 5 months. And they grade you in that restaurant, and then you go back to school and you finish your schooling.
Do they place you, chef, or you got to go get the job yourself?
You got to go get the job yourself.
Okay.
So I wanted to do something that was somewhat closer to home. Nikki could still come and see me. We could still hang out while I was there. For me, top places in the world, in the United States for culinary: New York, Chicago,
Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Oh, this
So
is how we segue. Okay. Okay.
So Vegas, I went to a few different spots. I had a few different options. I sat with a couple of chefs and, did the whole interview process. And they're like, yeah, I would love to have you. But one stuck out to the most for me was Eric Klein at Spago, who to this day is my mentor and the man that I respect the most in the kitchen. I learned a lot from him, not just necessarily cooking, but as a leader, leading your squad. Because as a chef, it's not just cooking, bro. Like, you have to lead your team. You can't leave the boat to kind of just sail around and do its thing. Somebody's got to be motivating. Somebody's got to be holding the standard. Somebody's got to be pushing the press. All these things is what makes a good restaurant.
Wow.
And I sat with Eric and we talked and we did the interview process. And he's like, oh, you're going to get an extern and blah, blah. So we started negotiating my pay. And he's like, hey, you talk a big game. I was like, chef, you know what? I've been doing this for a while. I remember you start off in the back prep room. I was shucking oysters and doing like stocks and stuff like that with the team in the back for prep. And I was like, chef, I got to get on the line, bro. Come on, man. Like, I can't keep doing prep. Like, I came here to cook. He's like, hey, calm down. You'll get there. You'll get there. I was like, okay, chef. So finally he gave me the shot and he put me on Garmager, which is the cold app station, cold, hot apps, things like that. And there's a 3-man station. And there's, station 1, 2, and 3. Put me on station 3, bro. I went in there, organized my station. I thought I was good. The lead person on the line came over, looked at my knife cuts, all my fresh herbs. I had like 6 different fresh herbs cut specifically. He threw all of them out because they weren't to his specifications. And this was like 15 minutes before service is about to start. So, all right, I went in, I did the knife cuts. I did them as fast as I could. I tried to make it as perfect as possible. He still gave me a hard time. It's like, fuck, it's going to be one of those days. Mm-hmm. Boy, I got my ass handed to me that day.
Yep.
I got my ass kicked, bro. And I remember finishing service and Eric's like, hey, I thought you could handle this, chef. I was like, damn, chef, you know what? I'm better than this, bro. I'll come back stronger tomorrow. He's like, all right. Man, I went home, man, and I was so damn depressed with myself. I was like, chef, you know how to cook. What are you doing, bro? What's your problem? And I just went to my room at that time and just had a pep talk with myself. I said, you know what, bro? Fuck this. I'm going to go there and I'm just going to go cook.
So what was it, chef? Like, looking back, hindsight, was that nerves? Was it just a bad day in the office? What do you think that was? It was nerves,
bro.
Okay.
It was nerves. I felt the pressure. I didn't want to let anybody down. It was my first time working on that station in that restaurant. I mean, it's Spago in Las Vegas, bro. That's like the elite in Vegas at the time. And I had the prep talk with myself, showed up the next day, set up my mise en place correctly. I showed up 2 hours early, bro. Didn't clock in just to make sure everything was tight. Team came in. I psyched myself up, had a pep talk, and I rocked out service. And I was like, Eric, I did it. I'm here, bro. Let's go. So Now, again, long story short, that was a moment in time that was big for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, you start moving up in the stations. You Garmo 2, Garmo 1, eventually work the pasta station. You work saute, you do this, you do that. So I finished up my extern and they all set me down. They're like, hey, you don't need to go back to culinary school. Just stay here with us. I was like, nah, man, if I started something, I want to finish it. So they're like, hey, when you come back, we'll have a position for you. I said, all right, dope. So I went back to school. In that time, we'll backtrack a little bit. Nikki and I had really, really gotten close. She came out to stay with me a few times in Vegas, and she was sending me care packages in culinary school. Before I went back for the second term of school, I proposed to her in in Las Vegas.
She was planting them seeds and care packages. Yeah, she was planting them seeds. I know you were listening. Listen, don't lose your thought, but I know you had some cold nights some night, boy. Them care pack come in, you like, you know what? She all right. That's how they do you. I'm trying to tell you.
Well, it's one of those things, bro. She pushed me. She's helped develop me into the man I am today.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows every day in a relationship,
Of
bro.
course
But
not.
Never.
She has helped mold me into the man I am.
You guys are a team, Chef. Like, I mean, I've said it enough times. I won't belabor the point, but you guys are truly a team. And I think anybody that spends more than 5 minutes with you guys sees that.
They'll know it.
Like,
Yep.
honest to God, like it shows day to day in your restaurant, all of it. But continue, Chef. Sorry.
Okay, it's all good. Yeah, when we first met, bro, I said I don't want to get married or have kids, bro. I think I'm gonna be good by myself. And throughout the story of culinary school and being away and just her pushing me in the right direction, I said, you know what? If I'm gonna do this with somebody, bro, it's gonna be her. And I said I'm gonna put myself in it, give it my all, and let's go. So finished in Vegas. Went back to New York, did the second half of school, worked with a couple cool chefs in New York City. I was working 3 jobs while I was in culinary school.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know.
How did you have the time? When did you sleep? When did you do anything?
He never slept.
Bro, I'm the person I am, bro. I don't change, man. I don't know. Like, I gotta keep moving, bro. I can't sit still. I don't know if it's my ADHD. My drive, I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, I played on the culinary school soccer team, bro. I was a server at a restaurant called Crave, which was probably one of my favorite spots, man. I made good money there. I also worked with Chef Eddie Kowalski with his catering company. So I ran weddings and events for him, whether it would be cooking or even front of house. So, I mean, he kept me busy as well. And I was able to pay off almost all the culinary school just from that, bro.
Wow.
See, that's a W right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And that's how you enjoy your college experience too. Make a lot of money, stay busy
money right away. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those few years, bro, went quick, bro. They went quick. They went fast. I graduated culinary school that February after that. That was 2016. And then Nikki and I got married in May of 2016. Down in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry. I finished culinary school. I went to Temecula to see the family for a little bit, show them a few things. And my dad was still kind of stuck in his ways. So I decided I'm going to go back to Vegas. I called up Eric. He said, yeah, come on board. Worked with them for a while. In that time, Nikki and I got married, had our honeymoon. On our honeymoon, we found out she was pregnant. And there was Sage.
Wow.
Beautiful.
So Sage was born in Vegas. So was Xander. In that time, I was, in the beginning of the time, I was working with Eric at Spago still. And then we had done a tasting with a couple other chefs in Spago. It was a 13 course tomato themed dinner. And I had gotten a call from one of the chefs at Hakkasan to ask me if I wanted to come and do a tasting for them to become a sous chef over at their spot. This was Herringbone in Aria Casino. And I went and did my tasting, did all the things. They brought me on. Eric gave me his blessing before I took the job. He said, yeah, you should do it. Came and saw me. I was there for about a year and made some noise there. And then from there, I got another call for a restaurant called Beauty and Essex in the Cosmopolitan. They had me come in and do a tasting, and they offered me some good money, and I was there as well. That was a freaking high caliber restaurant, man, as far as cover count. Trey, you know what cover counts are, right?
No, you got to run me through it. I ain't gonna lie.
So cover counts is head count on your books.
Oh,
so
hell yeah.
There at Beauty, in a dinner service, we open up at 5 o'clock and we close at 11. We would serve 800
ain't
to
no
1,100
way.
people.
Ain't no way. Shut up. Shut up.
800 to 1,100 people, bro. We
In
serve
6 hours.
Yes, bro.
Shut up.
You talking
No way,
tomahawks, New Yorks, fillets, shellfish towers. I mean, this is the highest, high caliber speed, bro, like mind blowing service.
And not even that. I know that kitchen ran to a T. I know it ran to a T. I know when everybody probably got there an hour and a half early, everybody probably had stock in, make sure their station's good, because you running. I mean, that's 6 hours of a crazy service. That's insane.
It was, bro.
Is that restaurant still open?
It's still there, bro.
It's still there? I'm going to check that out.
I'm pretty sure they still have a couple of my dishes on their menu, too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go check it out. Man, that's fire.
Wow.
Bro.
I mean, that's all I got.
Crazy.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, bro. Hey, bro, but you got to understand, like, it's just getting that much food out to that many people at a high level. It's like what's messing with my brain right now. So I just can't imagine.
The pressure must be.
Oh, it's immense.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. That kitchen was intense. I enjoyed it. The only thing that I didn't enjoy was the culture of the squad, bro. Sous chefs and cooks and chefs trying to throw each other under the bus. Everybody's trying to make a name for themselves. Everybody's trying to get more money. I'm like, guys, we're here to work, bro. Like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm. So
I had a few disagreements there. And I at one point, I had put my letter of resignation.
Mm-hmm. You said it right.
Yeah, I wrote a letter saying, like, bro, I don't like the culture of this place, man. Like, I love like we're putting out good food. It's fast. It's everything you want except the culture in the management team.
And that's number one.
Yeah,
that's number one. Sorry, man.
But anyways, I did my tour there. Learned a lot, but towards the end, I was doing more teaching than learning, and I think that was my definitive point of like, I think I'm ready to start doing this myself.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
That's why I'm just letting him talk because he's just like
he piecing it together for us. He pieced it together for us.
He's piecing it together. I ain't gotta ask no questions. Go ahead, chef. I'm listening.
I love that me and you was on the same wavelength.
You guys can stop and chime in at any point.
We are. But this is exactly what I wanted.
This is good right here. All right, let's get it.
So here's another like big moment in time, bro. Is after I'd left Beauty and Essex, I talked to my dad, and they weren't doing well at the restaurant. And I had asked him, I was like, "Hey, bro, like, do you need my help?" And finally, he was at a point in time where he said yes. So I talked to Nikki, and it wasn't exactly it was a hard conversation her and I had, but I was like, I got to go and help my family. So we had our condo out there. We sold our condo. Both the babies came with us, obviously. We packed up our condo. We moved into my parents' house, bro. Both her and I are in our mid-30s at this point. Moving in with my parents, going into a restaurant that's dead. I got there, bro, and I remember we got there towards the end of the year on, I think it was 2017, 2018. Anyways, I'm sitting in the restaurant, bro, in January, bro. From 11 o'clock in the afternoon until 8 o'clock at night, bro, we had 3 tables, dog.
Ain't no way.
Sitting there the whole day, bro.
Ain't no way, bro.
And there's moments in time. I know Nikki was upset. We didn't know what we were gonna do. I, prayed a good amount of time and was like, God, give me a sign. Like, what do I need to do here, man? Like, do I need to move back to Vegas? Do I need to roll up my sleeves and get my ass to work? What do I need to do? Obviously there's no words coming back. You just got to have faith in what's going on. And at that point, I was like, I'm here. I got to make it work. I got to make sure my family is secure. Let me roll up my sleeves and get my ass to work. And that's what I did. So we started changing the menu up a little bit. I started introducing some new stuff. Man, I tried to take kebabs off the menu, bro, and people would not let me do it.
You can't do that, Chef. Even I gotta say that. You can't do that.
Don't you dare take meat off the stick, bro, off the menu, bro.
Don't do it.
It ain't my favorite dish necessarily, but I get it.
I did a little experiment, bro, and I put on the menu boeuf noisette, which is skewered beef in French. I did pollo al forno, which is chicken in the oven, basically in Italian. It was all still meat on a stick on a skewer, but I served them differently. Puree here. I did a pepper del pasta with the chicken skewers on there. People that ordered it loved it. But then there was the other 50% of the team like, hey, where's the rice and the meat with the sauce? I'm like, fuck, man, I can't get away from this shit.
Yep.
Gyros, dolmas, hummus, chips, stuff like that. I mean, I did some new stuff. We started bringing some new action. And then little by little, bro, the hustle started coming through and people started hearing that I was there and food was coming in and service was getting better. Food was getting better. We were hitting. Then we hit 2019 was the best year the restaurant has ever experienced. And then 2020 came in.
I'm low key. When he said 2019 was the best year, I was low key like, don't say that because I know what happens after.
You feel me? It was building up.
Oh man!
But I can't wait till this unravel because he about to go crazy. Go ahead,
yeah,
bro. 2020, bro. Slap in the motherfucking mouth, bro.
Kobe Bryant dies.
Oh man, it's sadness all around, bro. But there was moments in time, bro. I'm not going to tell you I'm a Superman. I'm nothing like that, man. I had some fears myself, bro. I started grabbing food, throw it in the freezers. Cause you don't know what was going to happen, bro. Is that total apocalypse that going to happen?
Sure.
There's nobody out. Are we going to be able to get food for our families? Like I had no idea. I started freaking out a little bit.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that for a minute, Chef, because I mean, Trevay and I, we talk about that type of stuff all the time. Like, not only are you a father, a husband, you're helping your parents, but you're also a dad at this point. And we don't know what's going on. I remember that moment for me. I was at work in Irvine and I go to the grocery store, still not fully aware. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go pick up a few things just in case this lasts a week or so. And literally the shelves were empty.
Empty, bro.
And that is literally the gnarliest thing I think, I've ever seen in my life. To walk into a grocery store, to see people with 2-3 grocery carts full of stuff. And I thought maybe I made a wrong assessment of the situation and now I can't find food. That's where I was at for probably like a 2-hour window until I found a store with stuff.
So I will say you do feel crazy, right? You do feel that, but I also feel like, you know what though? I don't know. I was always on the fence about the whole grabbing all the toilet paper and the tissue and all the meats. That was nonsense, bro.
It was nonsense. It was nonsense.
Toilet paper?
But what if you're wrong?
What if you're wrong? But I was so skeptical about it to a point where I would tell my wife, like, well, we're not doing that though. We at anything we had at the time, we were going to Sam's Club. I went to Sam's Club and I got one big thing of toilet paper, one big thing of paper towel. I said, and we had done this before, and I'm like, baby, this lasts us 4 or 5 months anyway. Like this right here. So what do we need 3 of these for? Like if this thing is going that far, then we just
got a different problem.
Yeah, it's a different problem. Right? We gotta start thinking about this stuff. But no, I wasn't about to stock my house full of toilet paper and paper towels. I'm sorry.
But like that's just the at home stuff, right? Like you do whatever you got to do to protect your family, but then chef, you have a business and you go and people now can't come to our restaurant. It started with 1 week, then 3 weeks, and then a month, and so on and so on.
Yeah, it was a very interesting time, bro. I told all my staff, I was like, dude, go do what you need to do, get on unemployment. Like, you're going to get government money, whatever. Like, I don't have the capabilities of paying anybody to continue to work because they're, a handful of orders, to-go orders, bro. I was in the restaurant by myself, bro. My wife, my sister came to help me as well. But they didn't cook. I cooked. So I cooked and packaged all the food. They were there to back me up and help me out if I needed it. But there are moments you would sit there for 6 hours, bro, and not get a single order, and then all of a sudden you got 10 orders on the board by yourself.
Right.
Like,
that's shit. Different feeling. Yeah. Now you sweating.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, they were there to help me out. My mom, my dad, my kids, they all stayed at the house, and we were doing, just the to-go food. And we started brainstorming a little bit. My sister is in the fitness industry. So is my brother. They have a whole network of people that have clients that are still continuing to work out and still they're doing underground workouts in the garages and stuff like that. Some of them can't cook, bro. So they were in need of food. So like, why don't we start doing meal prep? I should back up though. I was doing a hustle in Vegas while I was a chef at Herringbone, where I was doing meal prep. My sister loved the concept and she brought it up during COVID. I had like 12 to 15 clients in Vegas that I would cook for, and I would package all their food and I would set them up for the week.
Ooh, consistent.
Nikki had Xander strapped to her chest, bro, helping me package the food at that time.
Go, Nikki.
Yeah. But yeah, it was at that time, man. You're in a dark place, bro, and you can't just lay down, bro. You got to figure it out.
You got to figure it out. Yeah.
And we started off with the first week with the meal prep. It was like, I don't know, 60 meals. And then the following week was 120. And then the next week was 360. And then, oh shit, we're about to hit 500. Every week it picked up. When we got out, we topped out around like 1,200 meals a week out of that little Mediterranean restaurant.
Ain't no way.
During COVID, yeah.
Ooh.
So at that point in time, I called back my sous chef. He came back with me. He came back on board. We brought in another cat to work with us. So there's 3 of us. And then a few months pass, and then they start giving us the regulations, the 25% capacity on the patio. Everybody's got to be 6 feet apart. They had announced that, and then as soon as they announced that, bro, phones started ringing. People were getting like stir crazy in the houses. They're like, they want to go somewhere to eat.
Right?
Are you guys going to be open? I go, I'm not going to, because they gave us, I think it was like 6 hours, bro, with like 12 pages of guidelines we had to follow, which were, I mean, masks and serving protocols and structures of your tables, and you have to have sanitizer at the entrance and exit and this and this and this. Like, I ain't got time for this, bro. I got 1,200 meals I got to cook right now.
Yeah,
right.
So we opened. I didn't do it on the first day, which was on a Friday. It was that Saturday. I said, all right, we'll open up tomorrow. We'll open up at noon. We'll only work for a few hours. We still had all the meals to prepare. Bro, there was people out there coming in, like the whole restaurant filled up to its capacity at 25%. And now we're doing food for the restaurant, and we're doing the meal prep. And my guys were so fucking tired. I was tired. I had servers that were there that were tired. I was like, guys, we just got to keep pushing, man. We got to keep going. So we just keep going. We're almost there. Yeah. And they rolled with me, man, the whole way through, man. Much love to those that were a part of that. I still got mad love for you all, man. But then, so we maintained like that for a little while. We were at 25% capacity. And that was all the way up until I think it was like October or something like that. And then they tried to do the second closure, which they did do that second closure. I ended up just keeping my doors open. I didn't announce that I was going to be open or anything like that. Anybody that wanted to be out, I said, hey, come on in. We'll take care of you. So restaurant was still operating. I started getting calls from wineries to start doing the underground dinners, the 50-person wine dinners. That's where a lot of the stuff for Savage Chef has come into place. Was doing those dinners with the wineries. That was more along the lines of my style. Not necessarily putting food in containers for meal prep, not doing meat on a stick, not doing grape leaves and Greek salads and stuff like that. That's the food that I wanted to do, was the food that I was doing for the wineries in these events. That's when the reputation started coming into play as far as what I was bringing to the table at that point in time.
So you just needed that opportunity to actually introduce that situation.
Correct. So that was the food that I really wanted to do. So with that, meal prep was popping off. People were asking me to do more of these style dinners with the higher caliber food. Soro's was at max capacity at that point. 1,200 meals a week. That second closure had dissipated. We had a full restaurant, meal prep. I had, I think, 6 or 7 guys working in that kitchen pretty much every day at that point. I needed to find another location to keep the meal prep going and to open a restaurant. But my goal wasn't to open a restaurant right off the bat. I just needed a bigger kitchen to produce the food for meal prep because we were at a standstill. So I stumbled across this spot in Menifee, which was an animal hospital at the time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that Savage Chef was an animal hospital at one point.
Is that where the name Savage comes from?
No.
I'm just kidding. We'll get to that part in a minute, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring that the whole reason why Savage was built. We'll come back to that. I sat down with the landlord at the Savage Chef location, and we talked. And he's Italian from Milan. Like we got off like really well. He offered me, TIs, which are tenant improvements, to help do the build itself. The city of Menifee backed me up. They helped us out with some grants. I said, all right, well, let's let this could be done. Sat down with contractors, picked a contractor, went in, did a full demo of the space. I built the restaurant, bro. I built the restaurant, designed it, layout,
I see
everything.
Those pictures, and I was like, that's got to be an awesome feeling to like gut a place and be like, I want that there. I want that there. I want it to look like this. Like, it's yours. It's your baby.
Yeah, it officially was. I mean, Mario, our managing partner chef at the restaurant, him and I, we've opened restaurants for these bigger corporations, but never with our own money. So towards when you're building something like that, bro, like the costs just add up, and it's pretty wild. And normally how I would set things up, I had to get a little more crafty as far as equipment and stuff like that. But that's a whole nother conversation. Initially when I sat down with the landlord, I had said that, I was looking for a space to build for the meal prep. And he said he wanted a nice restaurant. I said, well, I don't technically need a space for a restaurant. I need more of a manufacturing kitchen in the space. So I didn't really know how I felt at that time about the restaurant itself. But I said, you know what? We've opened restaurants. Let's open a restaurant. So the way we designed it was for the meal prep, the big kitchen in the back, a lot of prep space. And then you had the nice restaurant in the front with a full bar. I said, if I'm going to do it, let's do it right. And we did. The way it was designed, laid out, we had a full mixology bar, full kitchen. Like we're good to go. We're ready to roll. And then set everything up. And at the time, we were still doing meal prep. And then COVID kind of died off a little bit. We just opened up Savage Chef, the restaurant itself at the same time. The Soro's was still jamming pretty well.
Okay.
Restaurant, meal prep, everything was still happening out of there. And then the restaurant, bro, just started firing, man, like way faster than I thought it was.
Yeah. Well, let's back up a little bit, Chef. I want to talk about the idea when you realize I'm going to open a restaurant? What do I call it? What are we serving? What's the dream for this restaurant? Like, take me to that space.
So the name of the restaurant, bro, was derived kind of a joint venture between my wife and my sister as well. Initially, I wanted to name our son Savage. And she said absolutely not. Because in our family's culture, the son gets the father's first name as the middle name. So, I mean, like, I'm thinking Xander Dylan or Savage Dylan Soro would have been perfect.
Hey, I kind of like.
My wifey said absolutely not. Yeah. So we ended up then rolling with that. So then when we started deciding about a name for the meal prep business, Savage Chef came along the line and she's like, if you couldn't name your kid that, let's name our business Savage. So Savage Chef was born there. And I think kind of my persona and the way that we handle things, the way we do things, the way we hold ourselves, I believe that the word savage is really like what our vibe is.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like crazy savage, but like we're very strong in our beliefs. We don't really care what others think. We're going to do it the way we believe is the right way. And kind of if you don't like the vibe, bro, don't get in the kitchen, baby.
Yeah.
I feel that. I like it. Trevay, you're awfully quiet today.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm listening. I'm soaking it all in. And my main question is, for a chef is when it started jumping off like that, were you ready to stop with the meal prep? How did you feel? I mean, I know you said it. I know you was probably over packaging all those packages, but what was the game time decision that said, okay, it's time to put meal prep away and focus on the restaurant?
That's a good question.
The meal prep side, bro, it was when we opened the restaurant, we were still doing, I don't know, 300-400 meals a week, 500 meals a week. And then we just saw it starting to trickle, bro. Like there was no push. There was no more love for it. There was really no more energy for it, to be honest with you. We were still holding on. We were maintaining. We were still doing the meals out of Savage out of Soro's because Savage was, jumping right off the bat. And I had, again, like we had planned on moving everything from Soro's over to Savage and Savage just popped off, man.
Yeah.
We didn't have as much space as we wanted to. The team that we had over at Savage Chef they weren't ready for any more other than what we were doing at the restaurant itself.
Yeah.
Because that takes training, that takes time. And we felt like we gave all of our new staff at Savage Chef, like this was a whole new world to them.
Yeah.
Like we've had a few of these cats coming from Yard House and BJ's and I worked at this restaurant. I worked at that restaurant. I was like, all right, cool. Then you got a little experience. Bro, we came in and they're like, oh, we're not going to open bags and warm up shit in pots, no, we're going to cook, bro. Like,
we're cooking.
Stocks, we make sauces, we make breads, we make everything.
You know what? And it shows. It shows. Like literally, that's the first thing when I ate there. I said everything here is like fresh and it just got cooked. There's nothing. Yeah.
Bro, it's dope, man.
Yeah.
They cook different, bro.
I remember this one cat, Hispanic cat. He was cool, bro, in the beginning. And he got there and he was like super energetic. And he's like, all right, chef, what do you need? I'm here. And then we start going through everything. And he looks at me in my eyes, bro. And he goes, damn, you guys like really cook here. Yes, we do. And he ended up leaving, bro. The whole first staff of the kitchen, none of them stayed. That whole first round of kitchen staff, except for one young lady, Alyssa Trevay. You remember Alyssa?
Mm-hmm.
Alyssa's been with me since we opened, but that's the only original person in that kitchen from when we opened 3 years ago. Wow. It took a lot, man. We brought in a few more people, a couple more people stuck. We brought in a few more people. That was too much for them. They had to bounce. Then we brought in a few more people. But primarily, I want to say most of our kitchen staff now, we have from the second round, A majority of them have stayed, dude. Like we try and build a good culture in the kitchen and hold the standard. And once you understand that, you realize like, hey, I'm here to do this, and they love it and they have passion for it, they stick around.
Yeah. They start to understand the craft a little bit. They understand it ain't just fucking prepackaged meat that you got down, put on a skillet and warm it up and throw it on the plate.
Yeah, not in our world, bro. Not in our world.
Hey, so also, man, and hold your thought right. I want you to hold your place because I know you still talking about Savage, but I just been curious. You had said something earlier in the video, and it just ain't stopped bothering me. What is the difference between restaurants and dinner service from when you used to go up in the restaurant your dad worked in, or I don't know if you worked in or owned it, but then and now? How is service different? Because earlier you said,
did say that, yeah.
You said service now is different than it was in the past, like how it flows. You can sum it up, but I just kind of want to know what you mean.
So the dining experience.
Okay.
What's that steakhouse, bro? Martin's, Ruth Chris, those places where they still got the white tablecloth and they got the fancy wine glasses and the steps of service. It's very stiff. And I want to say a couple wineries here in the town, but I can't say anything about them. So it's that. For me, I feel that the service industry has changed, bro. It's not as stiff. It's not as formal anymore. The steps of service, bro, you have to consider, guest sits at the table, bro. You got to be at the table within 30 seconds. Automatic. It doesn't matter like what type of dining experience you're looking for, but you got to be greeted right away. Otherwise, people think,
you don't care about
it. You don't care. Yeah.
They've been sitting there for 30 seconds. If for them, it feels like it's 30 minutes. So they got to be greeted. They got to get water. They got to be served. Right. So it's the same aspect in the past as well. But now, what you have to consider is the timing of people want to take pictures of the drinks. They don't really want to have conversation. Like I'm witnessing a lot of people when they come out to the restaurant, bro. Some people just don't even talk to each other
at all.
Yeah. So like you think about the dining experience where back in my time when I was young in the early 90s, bro, there was no cell phones. There was no like people were in the restaurant watching games and shit like that. People were legit sitting there having conversations.
Right.
There was no time to take pictures of food and stuff like that. I mean, that would be at the beginning before the dinner happened or at the end. Now it's, let me take pictures during dinner. Let me take video ops and this and that for my gram. The food's sitting in front of them for like 2 to 3 minutes before they even touch it. So it's like the dining experience is different. So with what we try and create is a vibe to where you can kind of get lost for a second with the music, with the art on the walls, with the person in front of you. It's another experience, man.
Yeah, give you something to talk about. It is.
Culture has changed. Culture's changed. And I mean, we do have, I hate to say it, but we have some of the older cats that come in that are used to that dining experience in the late 80s. And they come into our restaurant. And they're like, well, where's the tablecloths? It's too loud in here. You don't have stems on your wine glasses. I need this, I need that. And you're like, well, I'm sorry. Bread service, bro. Bread service.
This Savage Chef.
Bread service. So here's the thing. And I had this conversation with this young lady, and they first came in like probably the 5 months after we opened. And she calls me over and she's like, oh, I really like, your menu and everything. And I just want to make a recommendation for you. I was like, oh God, here we go. She's like, young man, you should have bread service here. And I looked at her and I saw her husband. I love this couple so much. And I look over and I could see him look in his face like, oh shit, how is this guy going to answer this wife? And I go, listen, with all due respect, love, why do you want to come to a restaurant and fill up on bread when you can have true quality food? It's the same aspect as you're going into a Mexican restaurant. And it happened to me literally. And I told her the same story 2 to 3 days before she came in, I was like, I went to dinner with my wife and my 2 kids. They bring you 2 big ass baskets of fucking, sorry guys, of tortilla chips, and they bring you salsa. Before your meal comes to you, bro, you're already halfway full to 3/4 full with the chips and salsa when you don't even get to enjoy your meal.
That's why I never order nachos when I go eat Mexican, because they bring me chips and salsa already.
You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing is I want to break that culture too, to where people are used to going in and getting like the dinner rolls, and then you eat all the dinner rolls and then you're full, bro.
And then you're like, oh, I didn't even really try my nice hot entree that I ordered. I'm just going to take it to go, and it's not going to be the same experience when you get home and eat.
Exactly.
You know what? Savage is such an experience, though, Chef. If I could say, like, there's been so many times I've been there, and you know, I might walk in, like, there are the usuals, the people you see over and over again, and then you know, I would say there's definitely a culture and a vibe there at this point. So occasionally I'll get there and I'll sit down next to somebody, and I can right away tell that it's not only their first time, but maybe, oh, this is not the place for you. You're not going to really enjoy this experience. And I've actually heard them say things like, oh man, like, you know, it's expensive here, or it wasn't that good, or, you know, cause they just expected a certain kind of experience, whether the music was a certain way or whatever. And I go, you know, when you come to this place, it's very specific. You know, you don't go to an Italian restaurant and look for a hamburger, you know, those sorts of things. And that's how I see Savage. Like, you come in, if you're, I don't know, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Chef, but you know, if you're like in your early 20s, you're probably not really hanging out at Savage Chef. You know, you're probably in your mid 30s. You're probably 40. You're probably, you know, someone doing, you know, somewhere in that middle range. To me, that seems like the people I see that frequent that place the most in terms of the sophistication of the drinks, the meals, and how that goes. That's just what I see.
Yeah, I mean, we have a really good age range in the restaurant. We do have some of our 21-year-olds that'll come in and they are trying new drinks. And then typically what happens with them too, bro, is they come in and they try something that they like. Yeah, it might be a little pricey, but when they eventually come back and they've tried other places, they're like, damn, this place makes some good fucking drinks, bro.
Yeah.
I might be paying for it, but I'm going to get my quality out of it. So they may have, instead of going out to a restaurant and ordering 4 or 5 drinks, you may come to our place and just get 1 or 2, but you're going to enjoy those.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hands down, to me, hands down, because I mean, I don't know. Jen and I, we like to go out. We like to eat, and we definitely have been a lot of different places. And it's always, you know, I like how you guys think out the box in that way, you know, in terms of, it's always, I was talking to Nikki, and she was saying you guys do 2-ounce pours, you know, on all your drinks. So I was like, oh, okay. That right there tells me bang for my buck, versus I pay that price anyway in a different establishment and the drinks are whatever. And you're like, why am I here? And I'm full of sugar, and, you know, it was like, whatever, but I've never felt that way. And like, you know, like, I don't know.
Well, Trey can contest to this because he actually works with us behind the bar, and he knows the work and the preparation that goes behind all this stuff that we're doing, like the bacon fat wash bourbon, the brown butter cognac. We're doing infusing gin. We're doing our own simple syrups. We're infusing our own juices. We're getting very deep into thought process. Like we're deep, bro. Like we get down to the nitty gritty. Like, hey, if this ain't balanced, we're not going to serve it. We got to make sure it's perfect. And that's the same way we are in the kitchen, bro. Like everything that comes up in the window, I'm there, or Chef Mario's there, or whoever our lead is on the kitchen is tasting the food before it hits the dining room. And it's the same thing with our mixologist, bro. Trey, you'll see Trey, every drink he makes, and I see him too. Get a little straw tip, bro. You can know the balance of the drink just by a little dab, bro.
You gotta try it. You gotta try it.
You're not gonna know if it's balanced or if it's proper unless you're gonna taste it.
Yeah, and it's always fun like getting a little taste, you know what I mean? Getting a little taste for go out there to the restaurant, you know? Get your little loose.
Yeah, sometimes I gotta get behind the bar and get a little taste myself, so I keep myself going, baby.
Get a little taste.
Man, I like that though. I like that. I like when you see the owner of the establishment hanging out. To me, it's just
Well,
it's
nah,
awesome.
he
It's
do.
awesome.
I mean, he run food,
and then he disappears, and then you do your rounds, chef. Like you come out, you serve a plate, you say hi to the new faces, you say hi to common faces that you see, and then you disappear.
Yeah, disappear.
And then if you're there long enough, you see him again.
Yeah, yeah. If you sit at the bar, you definitely see him a few times. Not to be funny. I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. All the people they come in. Majority of people that come into the bar. They're saying, is Chef Dylan here? Is Chef in the bag? Chef in the bag? And Chef, no, man. Especially on the weekend, man, they looking for you, man. They looking. It's a part of the experience of Savage Chef. It's part of, having that. I know you said that, the tradition is changed. Service is different, but one thing I can say about Savage Chef is it is keeping it alive. Through the paintings on the wall, giving something for people to talk about, giving people something to talk about. I can't tell you how many times I've been there and people argue about the wall with all the paintings on it. Oh, who was that? Who was this? It is the spark, the fire of conversation that makes Savage Chef special. It is the moments you share, right? Experiencing something new, something different, very unique. Yeah, we do get people taking pictures, but you also get people that sit there and are able to decompress. I've seen it time and time again. They're able to get there. They're able to unpack their day. And they go, thank you guys so much, man. This place has been able to relax me. I've been able to open my mind and kind of get back grounded and be where I need to be. So, shout out to, you, Chef, and Mario and Nikki, to what you guys are being able to do. I think it's absolutely amazing. I really do. I think it's absolutely amazing.
Hey, shout out to you too, T, bro. People come there for their doctor work, bro. They come in for some Travail therapy, baby. Not just the drink, bro, but it's the personality, man. Your personality brings a lot in people too, and we appreciate you being part of the family, bro. You are part of the growth and the success of Savage Chef.
Hell yeah.
I agree.
Hell yeah.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Chef, so as a business that's, I'll call it flavor. You guys aren't afraid to show the flavor of the restaurant and the vibe.
Or they fangs, neither. Keep that in mind. They ain't scared to show their fangs, neither. You don't like it, you suck.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know where you fit in, right? So
respectfully.
Where did the idea for something like Savage Nights come from?
So Savage Nights actually, I don't know if you noticed or not. You see the speaker walls or the speakers on the walls. Those are club speakers that I have. I have a 18-inch sub that's in the corner by the bar as well. There's a plug and play in the back wall where the DJ sets up. That was one of my initial designs, was to create a lounge atmosphere when we first opened. We tried to run it for the first few months, and it just didn't jump. People didn't know us yet. People didn't know what culture we were bringing to the table. People were coming in for the restaurant. So we had to kind of back off the gas pedal and say, hey, let's focus on who we are. We're a restaurant. Meal prep has died out. Let's focus on the restaurant. Let's put out good food. Let's be different. Let's step up our game on our mixology program, our beer program. Let's get our staff trained up. Let's do what we do best and serve our guests and put out good quality product. And then we started messing around. I met this guy named Mike, who's a DJ. He's actually an architect. Mikey, I love you, bro, but you look like an architect, bro.
That's funny.
But when he came to me, he's like, hey, what would you think about me DJing on a weekend, once a month or something like that? I was like, absolutely, bro.
Wait. He's a DJ or he's an architect that DJs?
He's an architect that
DJs. He was a DJ
DJs,
first, though,
but
before he was an architect.
Before he became an architect, he was a DJ.
Okay. I follow.
And he's like, yeah, let me come in. We'll do it once a month. I got a good crowd. I got a following. I was like, all right, cool, bro. Like, fine. Let's make it work. I reached out to my social media guy, Ryan King. He's been with me since before Savage Chef even started. So all you guys that see that all the stuff on our social media, that's him, man. Give him props, bro. He's been fighting with me since the beginning as well. So I told him, I was like, hey, bro, I want to start bringing back the Savage Nights. Like, I want to start doing like the lounge night. We're going to bring in a DJ. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And we did it. The first night back for Savage Nights wasn't it Halloween, Trey?
No. It was well, you had another DJ before Halloween, but then you had Mikey after that. So it was him for the Halloween joint. Yep.
Okay. So I think we started off with the other DJ in September, and then October is when Mikey came in. And I want to say, Trey, we were probably like 60, 70% capacity.
No, I was jamming too. Yeah, 70. Yeah, you're right. About 70.
We're probably about 70% on Halloween. And then we had a bunch of guests there, bro, where they were vibing. Like you've been saying, they were vibing music. And when Mikey plugged in, bro, he brought his whole setup. I was like, damn, Mikey, like you got a nice setup, bro. Like you're gonna rock this place out. He's like, Chef, you have no idea. I was like, yeah, all right, Mike, you're an architect.
Yeah, like cool off.
And then, bro, Mikey started playing, bro, and like my dude was playing, like he was mixing songs and he was doing his thing, bro. He was vibing out. What was he? He was Frankenstein with his wife.
Bro, he was lit.
He was a green face paint and like just jamming, bro. And he started playing, bro. The whole room started like you can feel the energy in the room just starting to hype up. And Mikey's doing hip hop. He's doing some EDM. He did I think he put in Bob at one point. He did a bunch of stuff, but it was all flowing with the crowd. Like he was reading the crowd and playing the crowd's energy as far as what music he was playing. And I was like, all right, Mike. All right, we you coming back next month, bro? Let's do it. So then we did November, and we were just a little bit busier. So in the month of November is when I reached out to my boy Justin, who owns Ninth Shield Security. I said, you know what? We don't really have the crowd to where people are going to get rowdy and like there's not going to be fights. We're not going to have situations, but I just want to make sure that when people come in for the Savage Nights, they feel comfortable. Because that's the most important thing. You want to go out at night, with your wife and your friends and stuff. You want to make sure that we older now, bro. Like our clientele for the Savage Nights is probably going to be like early 30s all the way to like late, like early or like
late.
Could be
late
all
40s,
mid 50s,
mid 50s, yeah,
50s, bro. And we still hip hop. We got some Biggie playing. We got all the things are going at that time. So we're hitting a lot of genres. And I don't give a shit how old you are. Biggie comes on, bro. You fucking vibing out. At least it is for me.
I agree.
So November started jumping, and I brought the security cat in. December we hit
jumping.
And January we start jumping. February.
Jumping.
When did I go? When did I go?
February.
I think that was February, wasn't it?
I think that was February one. Yeah.
Yeah. Because last month we were a little bit more organized. We didn't let everybody come in all at the same time. February, bro, Trey, I don't know how you and Nikki handled that shit, man. We were still selling food. Alejandro was running food with me. That young man's a beast, boy. So Alejandro was at that time training to become one of the mixologists. He's also been serving. He's also one of our back servers, assistants. At that night, I knew he knew how to make drinks. And he was helping me run food because we were still slanging food, bro, up until 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
And at one point, I think Trey was probably 11 o'clock. I saw Nikki was starting to get overwhelmed. You were starting to get your ass handed. I sent Alejandro behind the bar. I was like, hey, listen, I got the food, man. I'll run the food. I'll take care of the staff. Just go behind the bar and help them out. And it was, bananas, bro. And here's the thing too, like you go out to a nightclub, right? People are ordering like Jack and Coke.
Oh, we would have ate that up.
Red Bull vodka. Let me get 15 shots of tequila. No, man, Trey. You can tell them
man,
what you were
savage, man. They ordering 6 espresso martinis. They getting ain't and left no crumbs, which is a peach whip on top. They getting the s'mores old fashioned, which comes with vanilla whip. All those drinks, bro, they take it. They take at least 90 seconds. It's not like a boom, boom. It's not that. It's like at least 2 minutes, 3 minutes on a cocktail. And you mean Savage Chef is trying to mass produce that many cocktails, you know what I mean? And they're not ordering, they still order it in the same spirit that you would order if you was at a nightclub ordering your Jack and Coke. They still ordered it like, give me 7 espresso martinis. Like, you know what I mean? It's a trip. It's just a trip, man. And
it's such a crazy atmosphere because we accidentally walked into that scenario.
Oh,
we were just there for dinner, a later dinner, and it happened to be that same night. We're like, oh, I guess we'll stay. That's what happened. Yep. And literally we were like, okay, little nervous about that because we don't really do clubs anymore. What is this going to be? And I would say it's not quite a club vibe.
Too family oriented.
It's like a
lounge,
a bouncier lounge, right? But like, it's like, if you want to dance, you could do that. Like, we got caught doing that.
Yeah.
If you want drinks, like, you know, anything more, you know, you could have more than your, you know, Jack and Coke or whatever. And that was the beauty of it, you know, and it really felt, it was super comfortable. You know, because there was a lot of people within, I'm going to say, the Savage culture that was there, people I've seen in the restaurant before. I'm like, okay, I don't know that person, but I've seen that person. I've seen that person. And then there were people there that I did know. And I'm like, oh my God, I would totally do this again. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's Savage cranked up a little higher, I would say.
Yeah.
Cranked up to the max that night. Broke the knob off. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's getting busier. Honestly, Trey, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. It's not tomorrow, Saturday. It's the Saturday after.
It's 7th.
We already got 80% of the 80% of the restaurant is already reserved for Savage Nights, bro.
Wow.
And I got people asking, Chef, you got to do it more than once a month, bro. You got to do it at least twice a month, and then I'm gonna do it twice a month, and then we're gonna see what's gonna happen after that. But I'm gonna have to structure a little bit more with our staff to make sure that we're not all getting crushed all the same time.
Right. What's on the horizon for Savage?
Well, for some of you, I mean, you've heard the previous story, our previous show with Nikki. We just opened up the spin studio. So I know that she's been, you know, concentrating most of her time on that. And I'm trying to slow down, bro, because I don't like to sit still very long. I want to find another space to open up another style of Savage Chef, a different style. So think like Savage Chef, what we have built with our ambiance, our style and everything, but I want to do a different style of cuisine, like a modern Italian, modern French, with some American flair. I want to do New Age Mexican too, bro, which would be super dope, where you can infuse, like, Trey, you've had like the birria raviolis and some of the new stuff that I want to do that you're not going to see out there that are different, very unique. Like, it's not your typical family style Mexican food. It's the Savage way.
Are you going to try to keep these businesses local?
Yes. I want to keep, you know, second, possibly third here within like a 50-mile radius. Somebody was telling me downtown Redlands would be a good spot. We were also talking about Marietta, possibly. I've been in talks with a couple of the winery owners that want to build a restaurant on their space. That's an option for me as well right now. We got options, which is a beautiful thing. We're doing some things, but I want to pick and choose my battle and make sure that wherever I go is going to be I'm going to be 100% in it, because I'm the type of person that doesn't like to fail.
Yeah. I hear that. I can't wait for it all. I mean, if I'm there,
it's gonna be dope. Yeah.
I'm sold, but please, Chef, don't stretch yourself too thin. 'Cause like, what you got is great. And I want to see your business prosper. I want to see you guys continue to do well. I also don't want to see you burn out. So, you know, as I know you've got such a high drive and energy about you. But I think Trevay and I, we talk a lot about, also enjoying life I definitely want to talk to you about that a little bit in terms of when Chef's not cooking, when Chef's not being a businessman, when you're a dad or even when you're not, what are you doing for fun, Chef?
Golf.
When we can get there, right, Trey? Top golf is fun. Family, friends. I got friends in San Diego that are more family to me too. I like to go and try and see them as much as I can. I do have a godson, Landon, that I need to see soon. He's in college right now. For fun, man, honestly, for me, it's doing something fun with my kids, bro, hanging out with my wife. Nothing extravagant. We could be at home making Kraft mac and cheese with the kids, bro, watching some movies and stuff like that, going to see movies with them. Round one, playing, video games and bowling with the kids. That's it, man. Like I'm simple, bro. If I'm not hustling, man, I want to chill as much as I can.
That's how you keep your peace of mind, right? Everybody, my brother always says, you gotta have. There is a such thing as no days off, but you gotta find pockets in your schedule, right? Little moments where
everyone needs a moment.
Where you're able to disconnect and do something that you like to do. So that's what I try to do. My pastime is watch TV. That's really my pastime because I don't watch hardly any TV no more. So whatever series I'm watching, I'm gonna sneak me one in. I'm gonna have whatever. If I'm having a drink that day, I'm gonna have me a drink. If not, I'm gonna make me something to eat. You know what I mean? And just sit there and kick back. Maybe take me a nap.
Yeah. I think I have to reinvent the wheel because I'm finding it hard. Like I've been such a, cinephile for a long time. Like I love movies. I love TV shows. And every time I sit down to watch one, I find myself not getting through it. I was sitting down to watch The Last of Us. I think I got through half of the episode before I found something else to do. And I'm like, did I really need to do something else? Or like, do I just feel, like I have to be doing something else sometimes? So, I'm just learning to take a step back, I think is my next focus. Cause when I have downtime, I should really utilize my downtime.
Yeah. To, go and do something tight.
I mean, I don't know, just like Chef was saying, like just to enjoy yourself a little bit, So I think I forget to do that as much as I should because it's few and far in between. It's always work and then, being a dad, being a partner, my fiance, and all the things that I have to do every day that when I take a moment, I almost maybe feel guilty for taking a moment.
You feel bad.
Yes, absolutely. Same.
Yeah.
My little getaway too is when we're getting home from the restaurant and Nikki's one of those persons that like she's asleep before her head even hits the pillow, bro. And I'm like, damn, that is a gift. You literally just laid down and she's already, I can hear her breathing and I know when she's sleeping. Out of there. All right, well, here we go. Out of there. So that's usually like what I do. I like to do in my downtime, which is that typically my downtime is when everybody falls asleep. I'll turn on TV, bro, turn on Netflix, pop on a show, Game of Thrones, The Last Kingdom, things that are like, not like too far-fetched, something fantasy that you could kind of get lost into a second. But it'll take me sometimes 2 or 3 days to finish one episode at night because I start to fall asleep eventually.
Right. Yeah. I'm the same way, but then I like those high-level think shows. So Game of Thrones is one of them. But I'm so mentally involved in those things that
turn your brain off.
I need to I have to understand the concept. So when we're going from the first character to the fifth character, and I'm like, wait, who is that? What are they doing? I don't remember because I was dozing off. I have to
rewind
rewatch it. Yeah. So I can't just let it go.
Same.
Yeah, I got a problem.
I do. Whatever.
Like I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I ain't stopping doing it. I feel you.
It's gonna be what it is. Yeah,
oh, man. Chef, like I told you, I think, man, you great. You right there in that sweet spot, but you're still hungry. So look forward to seeing what you got coming. That's from seriously, I really do. And it's amazing what you can do in this world when you put your mind to it. And
I think that's the story there. Yeah. That's definitely the story. I mean, you were in the business from jump, and you kind of, it's like you knew your path, but then like there were so many moments where you could have tapped out and did something else or said, this isn't for you. And you kind of kept it going. I'm glad I got to learn a lot about you, Chef, because that just made me really revere your experience that much more. And I think that's one of the reasons we really wanted to have you on. Like this podcast was birthed on me and Treve really talking and saying, hey, we want to talk about people that are, that's why we call it raising the bar, that are going above and beyond and are doing things, you know, beyond the, you know, the usual.
Yep.
You know, Savage is not a usual place. Your story is not a usual story. You know, at any time you and Nikki could have done different things to go from the Midwest to New York to Vegas to Menifee and all those, you know, I hope someone can take something from that. I know I did. That inspires me. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know how many people that are like in their 20s that'll hear this podcast and go, I want to cook but whatever you want to do, I think they could take that kind of brand of hustle that you got, that Savage brand of hustle, and apply it to whatever they're doing.
Yeah, with everything that you're going to do in life, man, you gotta do it with meaning and purpose. You know, your path is going to almost look like a heartbeat on a monitor, bro, where it's going up and down, and then it'll flatline for a second, and then it's going to go left and right, up and down. It's going to be, your path is, it's going to hit one point at the end where, all right, this is where my path is going to be. It's going to be straight. But until you can put everything you have into something and fully dedicate yourself, it's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster, and you're going to have to figure it out.
Amen to that.
You just have to have faith, bro. You got to have faith.
Know who you are and what you want. Know who you are and what you want, man.
Yeah, my pops had this one saying, bro, where if you use your right arm, God will give you his left. But if you don't use your right arm, God ain't going to give you his left. You got to first. But you got to put in that effort. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the drive. And if you don't, you're not going to get no momentum, bro.
That's pretty good. I'm still in that. I'm writing that down.
I'm not going to follow that. I think that's, facts. that's one of the coldest things I ever heard, Chef.
That's pretty good.
Right there. Man.
The actual quote is in Arabic, so it's hard to translate, but that's ultimately at the end of the day what it means.
I like that. I'm gonna take one from Treve and I'm gonna write that one down.
Yeah.
That's a dope
that's
one.
That's a good one, man.
For real. Chef, I want to say thank you for coming on. This has really been a crazy experience for me. I mean, I don't know, like Treve and I usually aren't this quiet when we interview people.
No, but it's,
I mean, and I feel like you learned something this time, Treve.
Yeah, I'm chilling like I did. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to be better about letting people air it out. That's my whole thing, because I can go and chatterbox this thing for forever how long, right? But through listening, people, you learn and grow. All right? People get tired of hearing my country voice all the time. They want to hear something new. They want to hear something new and refreshing. So
they get to hear you every week.
That's what I'm saying. So I take a seat back and, you know, shoot, phenomenal stuff, man. Phenomenal. That's all I can say.
Cheers. Well, I'm going to see y'all at the restaurant probably this weekend because it's Jen's birthday and we don't know what we're doing.
Happy birthday, Jen.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Jen.
Yeah. Thank you once again, Chef. And we will have to revisit this when you got other things going on too. Cause I mean, you got so many things on the hot stove.
Oh yeah. It's going to be another podcast for sure.
It's going to be, we're going to have to do an update episode for sure.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on the show, fellas. It's always a good time talking with you guys. But yeah, we definitely gotta have some stuff cooking up. Kids activities that'll be there too as well. But yeah, we got a few things on the burner and we'll see what happens after that.
Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to another episode of Raising the Bar with Ra and Treve. If you like what you heard, do us a favor and share the podcast with a friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast also. New episodes every Wednesday. You can leave us a comment on the episodes where you stream them on Instagram at rtb.podcast, or send us a direct email at rtb.podcast25@gmail.com. That's rtb.podcast, the number 25 at gmail.com. See you next week.